All right. Good evening once again, everybody. Welcome to our investors Kopi time. Oh my gosh, I think I miss Kopitiam already. Like, we need to get out from this place. either either Kopitiam.
Either that or we just change name to Kopitiam lah.
I think we should.
I think our mind is out there, man. I need to go and have the socialize once again, right? Anyway, welcome once again. Today we have a very interesting topic. It's time for a reality check, right? What does reality mean here? Maybe you've probably heard about this business adage, right? There's an old saying that says, revenue is vanity, profit is sanity, and cash is either reality or king, right? So we already mentioned the last topic we had was, is dividend king in time of crisis? So we do not use the word king, so we use reality. All right. So we're going to share with you some of the facts and figures on how to look at, to check a company's reality, whether they really have enough cash to go through a crisis. And later Peter and Alvin will also share with you, number one, why is having net cash important in every company. And later Alvin will actually show you how to navigate the equity tracker platform for you to look for these kind of companies easily with just a few click of a mouse button. All right, so that's what I was going to share with you later. Okay, so before we go there, before we go into this topic for today, we will take a look at the market updates. He has been really strong today. Let me just share my screen. Okay. Right. So for those who want to use our equity tracker platform, which Alvin will be showing us later on how to look for net cash companies, please WhatsApp us at this number, 603-8408-2070, to get a free access to our equity tracker platform until the 30th of April. So we still have another 3 more weeks where you're able to use this for free. Because normally, for those who want to access this, you have to pay about 295 ringgit a month, right? For you to access this. It's a wealth of information. You can get there. All the financial data for all public listed companies are over there as well, right? So if you want to share this with your friend, if your friend want to have access, please, just share our Facebook page to them. Ask them to like our page, and then ask them to also WhatsApp us at 603-8408-2070. Feel free to share this number as many friends as you can, as you want, because we're going to only give this access until the 30th of April, and hopefully that most who are staying at home will be able to benefit from this. All right. Now, let's take a look at our market performance today. Very, very strong, right? Everything is green today. Our index is up 28 points or 2.1%. With a very high volume. I think this is a volume that we haven't seen in many, many years. Right? We have like 6.6 billion shares being traded today. Right? Yesterday was about 5 billion. Today, 6.6 billion has been increasing as well. And if you look at the number of gainers today, it's about 900 counters that are up and 134 counters down, right? And unchanged 279. So again, we really see an increase in most of the stocks in Bursa Malaysia, right? The broader index, the FBM 100, is also up about 2.08%, almost the same with the KLCI performance. The even broader index, the FBM AMAS index, is up 2.2%. The Sharia one up about 2.4%. So most of the markets are up. And if you look at the chart, it's also very, very strong upwards, right? Especially towards the second half. And I believe most of the markets are also looking at cues from the US markets. And as we speak, the US Dow Jones futures is up about 800 points again today, right? So very strong, very, very bullish at the moment. But question is, will this bullish movement be able to sustain or not? That's another question. But for now, it's really strong, all right? So if you look at the top volume for today, I know some of you guys have been talking about Lambo. At first, I did not know what counter. This was a counter. I thought you guys wanted to buy a Lamborghini or something, on the on the chat group. A Lambo coming soon. So I thought you're gonna buy a Lambo. So now I know. right? So today it's up 50%. Of course, this is a penny stock. And you look at most of the counters that are being traded, they are mostly penny stocks, right? High volume. Sapra Energy, Hibiscus, Armada, these are all stocks that is about 10 to 20 cents, right? And that's the reason why, if you look at, although the trading volume is 6.6 billion today, but the trading value is only half, right? It's about 3.36 billion. That shows that a lot of volume are focused on lower cap stocks, lower price stocks, right? Top gainers for today, we have Petronas Dagangan, Nestle, Dutch Lady, 𝐀𝐥𝐥 𝐒𝐈𝐧𝐯𝐞𝐬𝐭 plantation companies, consumer products are in a bullish mode right now. Okay, top 5 losers are broad-based. We see one bank there, which is RHB Bank, although it fell only 6 cents. But these are all the other smaller counters that actually declined. Because today only about 100 over counters declined, right? 900 counters went up. Comparing our market with the rest of the other markets in the region, we are up, right? And most of the markets are up. Singapore is also up today quite strongly. Thailand is up, except for Indonesia, which went down about 33 points. So only Indonesia is down in this region. Shanghai is up. Korea Kospi is up. Hong Kong Hang Seng is quite strong. Nikkei is all up. So most of the markets are up today. Right, so we are basically in line with the market performance. Only Indonesia, right? Now, if you remember this chart, we have actually shown you this chart on Monday, right? When we had our market up, or ask us anything on Sunday. This was on Sunday, right? The market was going sideways, okay, between 1320 and 1355. And I mentioned that in order for this trend to continue, it has to break 1355, and the index did break above this level. And I also mentioned that if it breaks above this level, the next level is going to test is 1390, right? So I'll get you an updated chart today. This is how the chart looks like today, right? This was the rectangle that we drew when the market goes sideways. So today it broke above that resistance, and it's probably on the way to 1412 to 1420 points. That's where the 50% retracement is from the bearish trend that started since the beginning of this year, right? So that means if it comes to 1412, okay, the market has recovered 50% from the losses since the beginning of the year. Okay, and if you remember, if you go back to our live session when we talked about has the market bottomed out, we did analysis earlier that if the index can break above the 50%, which is now at 1412 points, then we may see the market recovering, right? So this red line that you see on the chart here, that's a very crucial level. Right? If it cannot break above this level, that means the trend is still bearish. So if it can break above this level, that's going to be good news, because it has recovered more than 50%. All right. So that's the market update for today. Right. So we're going to go to the topic in a short while. Like for those who just join us, please share this to your friends. You can even share that WhatsApp number to your friends if they want to have access to our equity tracker platform. But make sure they come to Investors Copy Time now, right? So that they will learn from his on a daily basis. We're going to be here every single day, right? And we'll also try to bring CEOs to come, right? And we try to give different topics as well so that you are updated with the markets, right? And we also just started our first session today, first lesson on value investing and also chart analysis program. It's an online foundation learning program, and it's for free, right? And we have already mentioned this about 2-3 days ago. Free for those who actually made a contribution to any charitable organization, right? So if you want to join us, this class for free, and it's going to be 7 days and every day 2-hour session, right? You can get the details on our Facebook page. It's posted there, right? You just go and browse through there, see what actually we are teaching over there. All right. But to join us, the rule is very simple, right? Make the donation to an organization or charitable organization that which is close to you or you know of. And if you do not know, just WhatsApp us at 8408, right? 2070. Okay. Select number 3, which is live chat, and then type ET Online Campus, right? So WhatsApp us, just say hi at 0384082070. Select number 3 live chat and type ET Online Campus. Okay. If you do not know where to donate, we also actually put in a few charitable organizations that we have identified where you can donate to. Right. Minimum donation is 100 ringgit, but if you want to donate as high as 1 million ringgit, please go ahead. Right. Bless other people. And once you have made a donation, we'll just follow the instruction. We will follow up with you. You need to send us a receipt of donation, and then we'll tell you how you can actually join our ET Online Campus. That's where we will share, or we will teach a 7 days program, 2 hours for value investing and also chart analysis program. All right. So you know what? We just launched this yesterday, and we actually launched this 2 days ago only. And today, the amount that has been donated by those who are attending the workshop so far, up to 8 p.m. today, is 41,665. I mean, just 2 days you are able to, probably just 1 day, right? 41,665. Congratulations to you guys. You guys are really, really not so kiasu. I think we are seeing quite good donations over there. Keep it up. If you want to keep on donating, please donate, because we actually set a target earlier of 100,000, and I think in the next few days, if you invite your friends, like I said, this is the best time for you to learn investing, and this is the best time for us to also contribute or even donate to those who are less fortunate in this time of crisis. All right, and this is what we're going to achieve. So hopefully you are able to bring more people in, share with your friends, bring them in, so that we are able to see this number being achieved and more people are being educated financially. All right. Okay, so let's go on to the next session. So this is the number 84082070. All right. Okay. Anything you want to add some more, Alvin?
No, first of all, I'd like to thank all of you guys for being super generous. If you made a donation, you WhatsApp us. Just to give you guys an idea, I think last night our WhatsApp service blew up, so we may have missed out some messages from you. So if you haven't received a link or you haven't received a response, it's likely your message got lost, and we are terribly sorry. Our team worked till quite late last night to make sure everyone gets on today. If we missed you out, it was not done on purpose. It's just sheer volume. I think we're now at about 800 members in that private group. If you made the donation, please persevere with us, please, very much. Message us. If you still don't hear us from FB messages, we will definitely get back to you, right? The online learning is actually on Facebook, so all you need is actually a free Facebook account. And all you guys need to do is actually do a search for ET space online space campus, ET Online Campus, and that's where all our information is there. So we are very very stoked with what has happened. We raised 41,000 in 48 hours, so it's almost 1,000 an hour. Well done, fantastic job. Thank you guys for that support. Again, if you just donate $100, you can invite 3 friends for free, and you can access our e-learning. We've only just done lesson 1 today, so if you missed out, don't worry, you can still go online and watch it again. We're trying to keep that channel as active as possible, so we're gonna have a session. If you couldn't watch it live and you had some questions, we will create a discussion group where you can post questions on the lessons. Yeah, so Benny, have you uploaded your slides already?
Not yet. I'm just cleaning up the slides a little bit because we need to edit the video also. There was some disruption earlier.
Oh, okay, cool. I've done the value investing slides. Is uploaded. I think the video is also live there as well. So it's recorded, so you can still access it. So so fret not. Keep please help us. And we are very very happy that we have so many kind investors out there as well.
All right, awesome. So like Alvin has just mentioned, if you have, if we did not get back to you, somehow your message get lost somewhere because of the overwhelming response, please PM us. Please PM us on our messenger. Then we will, our guys will help you with your queries. All right. So please do PM us. All right.
Yeah. Okay.
So let's start to this session. I think you have already prepared some stuff for us, right, Peter? Maybe you want to share with us first of all. We are talking about the reality check, right? Which is basically if you follow the business uh, what we call it, some sort of proverb, lah, right? Where cash is the reality. Why is cash important, right? In terms of financials. So Peter Lim will basically explain to for you guys. All right. So Peter, over to you.
Yeah. Okay. I think when like what Benny gave a very good statement. Revenue is vanity. Profit is sanity, but cash is reality. So if you think about it, if you ask a lot of people, why do you do business? The common perception is that business is to generate profit, right? I think everybody will listen to that mantra, but I think that's a very misleading understanding. You see, the purpose of a business is not to generate profit. The purpose of a business, I repeat, is not to generate profit. If I give an example, right, just take your normal kopitiam, right? You go to those trading kopitiam, they've been around for 20, 30 years. I believe if you go and ask the old uncle who actually runs the coffee shop, you ask them, uncle, how much profit do you make? I don't think they're able to give you an answer. But yet, surprisingly, they've been around for 20, 30 years, right? So it really makes you wonder, how is it possible that for someone who doesn't know what is a profit, but yet they sustain? So if you think about it, it's just natural, everyday what they go through, right? In the early morning, say, for instance, they will open up their shop, right? The uncle put up the shop, then say, for instance, they put 2,000 ringgit on the drawer, cash. As he sells your coffee, as you collect money for coffee, your eggs, your bread, you put the money into the drawer. As the suppliers come and deliver the eggs, deliver the coffee powder, deliver the bread, he'll start to pay them. At the end of the day, when he closes the shop, he just pulls out his drawer. If inside there's more cash than 2,000 ringgit, he's happy. If when he pulls out his drawer, his cash falls below 2,000 ringgit, he's in trouble, right? Because it simply shows that he's actually paying more than what he's receiving. At the end of the day, if his cash is more than 2,000, that means he's actually receiving more cash than what he's paying cash. So always understand this, the purpose of a business is actually not to generate profit, because remember, profit is a product of accounting. It's the accounting concept that creates profit. And businesses existed much earlier than accounting concepts. The history of accounting concepts is barely 200 years. So are you saying that business only existed for 200 years? So that's the reality that we must understand. That's why cash is very important. We have very good measurement of how, and recently we get a lot of questions about how do you measure company that can survive this period. And then we always mention about net cash. I think Alvin has a very good slide, and Alvin will actually explain to you what actually are net cash using our ET platform.
Okay. For those of you who will be joining us for the next 6 more days of classes, I will go through in more detail, but of course this is just a prelim, just to get everyone working. Okay, so I'm just gonna quickly share my screen here. I'm just gonna quickly define what we mean by, what I mean by net cash, yeah? So if you guys can see this slide, so what is the term net cash? Okay, the term net cash is very simple. It's so every year companies have to be audited, so they have this thing called their financial year end. So financial year end, think of it like a birthday or your anniversary date, okay? So that is the cut-off date that companies will do a full year audit, right? So it could be 30th June, it could be 31st August, it could be 31st December. Now, I think we did a search on our database. About 80% of the companies are either 30th June or 31st December. Now, so what it means is that at 31st December or 30th June, whichever their latest audited numbers, we actually take their cash position, which is what is reported as cash in their bank, plus anything that's near cash. Okay, near cash, we call it cash and security. So sometimes a lot of companies right now, what's very common is that they buy into short-term investments, which are money market funds, which actually give them interest as opposed to just putting into fixed deposit, right? I know there's a tax element to it before this. So what we take cash and near cash. So anything that is very liquid, is very close to cash, or securities, is known as cash, right? We take that number, we minus out all their short-term and also their long-term loans. Okay, so cash minus short-term loan plus long-term liabilities. So if we think of it for yourself personally, we look at your bank balance. Sorry, this is a bit noisy. Let me put it on silent. So if you look at your yourself, for example, if you look at your cash balance, that's how much cash balance you have in all your bank accounts. Okay, that's your cash balance, and let's say I include all your shares as well. Okay, I take away all your, say, your mortgage, your credit card loans, your personal loan, your car loan. I take out all that, which means that if I had 100,000 and whatever I owe everyone else, interest bearing, is, let's say, 50,000. Therefore, I am net cash 50,000. So 100,000 minus 50,000 of that. That means basically I'm in a net cash position, which means, very simply, the bank owes me more money than I owe the bank. Okay. Now, why are we actually looking at this point in time? Because look, the whole COVID thing is now unfolding, right? I think world leaders don't even know, except maybe for Donald Trump. He says that it's going to be over by Easter, right? He says it's going to be over by Easter because he's got this beautiful drug, and it's definitely Easter, right? I don't think any other world leaders have stood up and said anything to that. In fact, we don't even know when our MCO is going to be it's going to be lifted, right? And in times like this, really, it's what we call cash crunch, right? And if you're on social media, you see a lot of businesses saying, look, how are we going to survive? We've got zero revenue. We've got expenses coming in every month. So really what they're actually doing now is drawing down on their cash reserves. Now, what makes it worse, if you look in 2008, a lot of companies that actually could not sustain themselves for 18, 24 months was because they have taken on too much debt. So what happened is that means they owe the banks more than the banks owe them, right? Now that can be quite a sticky situation, because if I talk about it from a business angle, then the CEO or the management team who's running the business saying, you know what, we're gonna do whatever business at whatever cost, so that we can make sure we service our loans and we don't default on any of our loans, right? Now, this is an issue for investors because basically they'll do everything and anything. Just basically they all become bank employees. They work for the banks, right? Or their creditors. And what happens is that they forget about adding value to their business, because when eventually the recession is over, chances are those guys in net cash position are very likely to survive. So they call them very resilient companies, right? So what I'm going to show you, I want to show you a few examples. So we had a discussion before. We're going to show you two semiconductor companies. We're going to show you a consumer stock. Peter, what was the other one? I'm trying to remember.
Konyong.
Oh yes, okay. And would you call that a manufacturer?
More of consumer, because their main product are motorbikes.
Motorbikes, right? So they don't technically manufacture, right?
No, they do. They assemble it. The whole motorbikes. Yeah. Okay. Yamaha.
So, yeah, Yamaha, right? So we're going to cover 4 companies, and just to give you an idea what we mean by net cash. Now, we do have something very special. Can you imagine if you had a list of all companies in the stock market today that are of net cash position, right? Type net cash in the comment section if you want that list, okay? And we're going to show you how you can get it, okay? Yes, I'm purposely doing this. So type in net cash if you're very serious, right? Because really this is almost the analogy of, I think last night someone mentioned, was it last night? Win a lot, lose very little, right? Or like
Alvin, you want to give us some glimpse of it, or what it looks like?
Yeah. What a glimpse of what it looks like is that you want to go to heaven, but you don't want to die. Okay. So Peter's words, okay. So we're gonna give you some stocks that can go to heaven but cannot die. That you don't need to die. Okay. So if you guys want this list, type in net cash. It is a very valuable list. We went through. If there are 1,900 overlisted companies, we went through 900 balance sheets just to filter out these numbers, and they are even sorted by who is the biggest and also by market cap. Because we are a data-driven company, that's why we are able to do that. And that's why we are always encouraging you to be data-driven when it comes to investing, all right?
You give us some short glimpse of what the what the Excel looks like.
Okay. So I'm gonna give you guys a short glimpse. Let me see if I can. Hang on. Let me share that screen with you.
And scroll. Don't scroll to the top, but scroll to the middle.
Oh, okay.
Exclude the top 10.
Oops. Let me see. There it is. Okay. Let me scroll to the middle first. Okay. Wait. Okay. So this is Peter suggesting that I don't show you the top 10 first. Because you guys, I mean, we like to share lah. So if you guys can help us, what you help us, we help you lah, right? Is that
break 600? Is it 600 in Facebook?
What we aiming for, Benny? What we aiming for?
We have 510 right now joining. So if you can reach
600.
No, we already got 117 on YouTube, right? So technically,
no.
600.
600 purely on Facebook.
Yeah.
Or 600 only on Facebook. All right. So you guys know what you need to do, right? Share.
Share. Like your friends. Guys, I mean, this is for your friends' benefit also, right? Yeah, actually learning
I can assure you, what Elvin said is true. This is a very valuable information. Unless you want to spend your time to go and check all the balance sheet on the Bursa Malaysia, right? This is already ready-made in that sense.
Yeah. So we will definitely share that with you. Okay. So what I have here, if you look at this, I'm going to scroll through it very quickly. There are, let me show you how many net cash companies there are in Malaysia. 351. Okay. Out of 940 companies. So almost 1/3 of Malaysian companies are likely to very much survive what is about to happen, right? So 351. Okay, I'm gonna scroll you. Okay, but I want to show you the top 10. Okay, this is sorted by who has the most net cash. Okay, so you'll be interested to find out who has the most net cash. So we do have a top 10 list here. So you can see I'm at 200, 100 something, 60, 70. Okay, so you know what you need to do. We need to hit 600 on Facebook. All right. Tag your friends. Okay, and we'll get there. Now I'm going to go through 4 examples, and then we're going to open this up for a discussion.
Yeah.
So I'm going to log into my trusty Equity Striker account. Again, if you guys don't have an account, it is free. Send us a WhatsApp on 8408-2070. Sorry, it's 603-8408-2070. Our chatbot will assist you to set up an account. It is absolutely free until April 30th. So you have 22 more days to go, right? So please make full use of this. What you don't want to be in the market right now is randomly buying stocks. This needs to be data driven. So I'm gonna run through 4 examples what we mean by net cash, because I know there were some questions about net cash as well. So I don't see anyone tagging. We need to so we got this on Hai Chuan, right? He said, hey, all those on YouTube, come and join them on FB so they can reach 600. All right, come on, you guys got to tag, right? Let's get to 600. I know we can do it, right?
Yeah.
Hai Chuan is actually my schoolmate.
Oh, Hai Chuan. Oh, okay.
Hey, make sure you can tag all our schoolmates and come. Hai Chuan.
Okay, so I'm going to show you the first one, which is Padini. Padini is actually it's a retailer. They literally, as long as MCO is on, they actually don't have, I would imagine they have no revenue because no one can go shopping. Let's look at their, I won't look at the share prices because I think you guys know where to get it. I'm going to show you what we mean by net cash, okay? So if I look at Padini, what I'm going to zoom in a little bit to show you guys what we mean, okay? So these are all the 10-year financial statements. If you look at Padini today, this is the latest year, 2019, June 30th. They actually have $472 million, almost $500 million ringgit. Not bad for a retailer. If you look at their short-term loan, it's actually 21 million, and their long-term liabilities is 8.9 million. So that added together, they got 30 million in what we call debt. Okay. So if you take in 472 minus 30, you're gonna end up with a number called 441 million. So these guys are in the net cash position of almost $500 million ringgit. Yeah. Will they survive? I would imagine they would. That is a huge cash pile that they do have. Again, by the way, all these stocks that I'm covering is just purely for educational purpose. I'm just showing you guys how to get these net cash numbers. Of course, I will also be going through in more detail in my lessons on ET Online Campus. So please do join us. I believe that is lesson number 3, okay, on Thursday. Now, I'm going to show you another company. Peter, what's that company again?
Hong Leong Industries.
Okay, HL. Let me see. HLI.
Yeah. For those not familiar with Hong Leong Industry, basically they assemble and they manufacture your Yamaha motorbikes. So if you go to Malaysia, if you happen driving on Malaysian road, if you just turn your head, chances are 60% of the time the motorbikes that pass through you are actually a Yamaha. And those are actually being assembled and distributed by Hong Leong Industries. Yeah.
All right.
Okay, Alvin, I may have to pause you for a while.
Yeah.
Maybe you want to answer some of the questions that's coming in first.
Okay.
Right. Okay, let me get the one that I just put in. Hold on. Okay, there's one current one that says, do you also look at the operating cash flow, right? Because here you use net cash, which is basically cash minus the long-term and short-term liabilities.
But I think that will actually cover in the next slide. We actually link the balance sheet to the cash flow. We have a slide for that later.
All right, so that one will come later.
Yep.
Okay. Okay, another one here. Oh, sorry, I lost the message. Never mind. You go on first. Let me go and find the message first.
Yeah.
Okay, we have 558. We're very close. Come on, guys. Only 14 more. Okay. All right. I hope you guys can see my screen. So look, if you can't see my screen, don't stress, because you have all this access and you can rewatch the video again. You can actually rewatch this video and on your iPad and then do it on your laptop as well. Okay, later. So again, I'm going to scroll all the way down. Now, by the way, today's topic is really only focused on one ratio. Okay. I know some of you guys, do we look at current liability? Do we look at operating cash flow? Absolutely, for sure. In fact, that's what I will be covering in our 7-day lesson in Foundations of Value Investing. However, tonight's topic is really just to talk about net cash and to open this up for discussion. Okay. Now, this is Hong Leong Industry. They have 1 billion in cash. Okay. Just their debt side is 38 million short term and long term is 36 million. So added up is 74 million. So 1 billion minus 74 billion will give you roughly about $1 billion in cash. Okay, so this is Hong Leong Industry. So if you guys can see on my screen, I'm just going to highlight them. Can you see that this company has moved from a net debt into a net cash position over the last 10 years? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, over the last 5 years, it's actually been in a net cash position. So it went from debt to net cash. Okay, just to give you guys an idea. So when you actually look at some of these numbers, you actually can deduce quite a fair bit about management. Okay, let's go to the next one. Peter, what's the next one again?
You've gone Padini, Hong Leong. Let's go to KSM.
KSM. Okay, I know someone kept typing KSM on the first earlier one. I can't remember your name, but it seems as though those are your 4 favorite characters. So I will do it. Let's have a look. Okay, let's look at KSM. Okay, okay, 200 million latest, and their short term is 45 million and long term is 22. So 200 minus 68, you get this thing, cash minus short term loan. So they actually have been in a net cash position for the last 10 years. Okay, so if you look at this number, it's all green. They're actually in a net cash position for the last 10 years. So what it basically means, you take the cash, you settle all the liabilities, you still got 138 million. Okay. What was the last one that we wanted to do? Elsoft. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's look at Elsoft. So for those of you who join our online campus, there is a research report that we did on Elsoft, quite in depth. It is available under the resources. So if you have yet to join us on AT Online Campus, please do. It is literally free. We just want you to donate 100 ringgit and you get to invite 3 friends, right? This is what we call value investing, right? Okay, so again, Elsoft, let's scroll down. Okay, so they have 72 million in cash. Now, this is quite interesting, right? Can you see this line here when I'm saying, I'm highlighting here, if you guys can see this line? It doesn't seem like management actually likes to take debt. In fact, it gives me an idea that they're actually quite prudent because their last 10 years, short-term loan is 0. So it's almost as having a lot of credit cards, but you never use them. Okay, every month balance 0 one. Okay, so you don't use at all. I know of some companies that are like this. Prudent management, not necessarily a bad thing, but very prudent. And if you look at the last 10 years, their long-term liabilities is 600,000, right? I think some home mortgages are more than 600,000. So 72 million minus 600,000, they're actually in a net cash position of 71 million ringgit. Okay, so again, the last 10 years, they've always been in a cash position. So that is today's topic. Okay, is this common among semiconductor companies? Maybe Peter, you want to take this one? Would you say this is common?
I think it really depends on which part of the value chain you are at. Yeah. Generally, if you are into the OSAT, your gearing can be quite high. I mean, you can have a net cash, but your net cash won't be a lot because you need to spend quite a lot of machineries. Your capex will be quite high. So the answer is, it doesn't mean all semicons are of such nature. Whether are you substantially in net cash or not, it really depends on which part of
Sorry, Peter, you sound like a robot. I can't hear you.
I can't hear you, Peter.
Peter, we can't hear you. You sound like a robot. Okay, I'll take over for now until he gets his connection up. Look, I think every company is case by case. Just because I've shown you 2 semiconductor companies doesn't mean all companies are the same. Yeah. So out of 300 over companies that we've listed down, we've actually excluded banks and insurance companies because it's slightly different to analyze. But we're still getting 300 over various sectors. Yeah. So it's not just for semiconductor.
Okay, I've been also looking at a few of these questions coming up, Alvin. This is regarding the data. What are, because you have the short-term and long-term liabilities there, right? But what are other liabilities? You want to give an example of other liabilities?
Yeah, other liabilities could be deferred taxes, right? It could be so if you look at other current liabilities, there is short-term loan, then there are a few other classifications you can put in. Others are basically those that cannot be classified under these. So let me just try to answer that. Here I am. I'm going to the balance sheet. If I look at the liability, so they've got short-term loans, so creditors, so basically your suppliers, that's another liability, right? Taxation is one. If you have actually announced dividends but you haven't paid it yet, it's also considered a liability. Anything else that don't fall under these 4 will come under others. Yeah, could be various things. But really what you want to do is you want to look at the magnitude of it versus everything else, right? So if it's like a very small amount, it's generally quite negligible, right?
Okay.
Yeah.
Can you hear me now? Is my line better or still breaking?
Yeah. Better.
Okay, lucky, I'm back. Okay.
Okay.
Penny, maybe we can.
So go ahead.
May you go to the next slide?
Okay.
Before we attempt to answer the question, because some of it I actually answered in the slides rather than on the. I saw a lot of questions coming. Some actually will be answered in the subsequent slides.
Okay, so I'll switch over now. Just give me a sec. Just give me 1 second. Let me switch over to the slides that we have created. Okay. Okay, Peter, you want to take over?
The next slide.
This one?
Yep. Okay. Some of you may ask why net cash? Because if you see, what a company can actually do is they can actually take up a lot of loans, right? On the liability side, and that will actually beef up their cash level on the asset. So if you don't take into consideration of the loans in the balance sheet, you only look at cash, it can be quite misleading. That's why there's this comic here, which is in my book, where you have this guy trying to apply for a loan just to make the saving account looks good. So that's why net cash is very important, because you have to take into consideration how much loan the company actually have. So on a net basis, so are those cash, I call it the real cash that they have, or are those cash inflated simply because of the loans that the company has already taken? Can I have the next slide? We saw a lot of questions coming in, various questions coming in about looking at the single year net cash. Looking at net cash is useless because we need to look at operating expenses, the cash burn, whatnot. True, those are very valid points. That's why when you are analyzing companies, you don't look at the single year net cash. It doesn't mean if it's that only year you become net cash, you're very happy. You have to look at the trend, like what Alvin mentioned, and he showed the example of, say, for instance, 𝐀𝐥𝐥, right? How the company changes from a net debt to a net cash position. You don't look at a single year perspective. That's number one. Number two, the valid point is why you need to look at the trend, because cash is tied up to operating cash flow. As I mentioned just now, Benny mentioned there's a question about operating cash flow. It's all links together. If you look at, remember we showed this during the dividend topic. When the company runs, you have cash from operation. How much receipt? Back onto coffee example I gave early this morning, the kopitiam. If at the end of the day he's receiving more cash than what he's paying out, he has positive operating cash flow. He used it to maintain his business, capex, and he got free cash flow. Okay, now imagine if you are a company that even at the operating cash flow is negative, mean to say you are paying out more cash running your business than receiving cash. What is going to happen? You have to take on more gearing for you to be able to pay, right? Because that holes need to be paid. So if you're in a business where the trend is continuous, you're always having negative operating cash flow and the operating cash flow, then definitely your balance sheet is going to be inflated with a lot of debts, because you need the debt to actually pay for the cash, to pay for your expenses. So everything is interrelated. So back to the example where I talk about burning cash. If you can see a company where they are continuously in the net cash position, that means in their cash management, they're actually able to collect more cash in their businesses than pay expenses. For businesses where they have more cash burn, it's quite impossible for them to have a net cash in their balance sheet. Maybe for 1 year it's possible. Why? If they do a rights issue or a raising of capital, you have a one-off boom of money coming in. But if the operational perspective, they're still burning cash, that new injection of capital will also get run down, and it's only a matter of time before they went to net debt again. So this is to sum up why net cash is very important. Looking at, again, when you analyze, you must look at the trend, not a single year net cash perspective. I believe this answered quite a few of the questions that I saw that came up from the question just now. Back to you, Benny.
Yep. So I think, yeah, it really answered quite a number of questions. Another question here, Alvin, I think is about our data. Of course, data seems to be, this person actually wants to know whether how accurate is our data is.
How accurate? Best effort basis. Because we also use that data ourselves as well. So look, we run through millions of data points a year. Okay, if you look at the number of data points that we do churn out and calculate, yes, there is a margin for error, and yes, it does happen. Of course, actually, the more people who use our database, the better it is, because then they start picking out the errors for us as well. In terms of data quality, we are also exporters. We also export our data to external data companies. I rather not name names, but they also rely on our data as well. So it is important for us to make sure it's correct. However, there is no guarantee that it's 100% correct. Yeah, so there is a small margin of error.
Even technically, all this hand wash nowadays with this COVID issue, the most they guarantee is 99.9%, kills all the 99.9% bacteria. I mean, no one. Likewise, we promise accuracy up to 99%.
Yeah, we don't dare to do 100%, right? Because we're just opening ourselves to liabilities. Yeah.
Okay, there's one question here from Wenji. See, how come there's, I mean, I think she's referring to 𝐈𝐧𝐯𝐞𝐬 or 𝐿Soft, the one that doesn't have short-term liabilities, right? How come there are long-term liabilities but no short-term liabilities? Any liabilities less than a year will be categorized as short. So how is it there's long but no short?
That is very possible. It really depends on what kind of structure of the debt what kind of structure of arrangement. Accounting has definitely getting more and more complex. I mean, gone are the days where accounting is a very straightforward. With all the FRS that comes in, all the financial reporting standards. To be very honest, that balance sheet are getting more and more complicated, and even the treatment sometimes are getting more and more absurd. I mean, crazy to a certain extent. So long and short, I would answer you. I said yes, it is very possible. That's why, see, when you look at net cash, when you use ET's filtering system or use an ET system, that is for you to filter, for you to get attention of which company to zoom into. But once you zoom into, you definitely have to put into more effort to actually look at what is in their balance sheet on a line by line item basis. Yeah.
Okay, Benny, I feel like I've got this question here by Ling Yo. She asked, where is our source of data? Our source of data are actually publicly relied information. So for example, for annual reports, it will come from annual reports. There is no, I know a lot of people always ask us this. So do you just like subscribe to a feed? There's no feed for us to subscribe to. All the data is actually manually cleaned, massaged, and data entered into a system. So you can imagine there is a lot of work that goes on behind this. So just like if you want to analyze 10 companies and you're going to punch in your Excel spreadsheet, we just do all that work for you. Yeah. So this is all from annual reports. Yeah. Okay. Sorry. Benny, back to you.
Okay. Next question I have here is she's asked. This is from David Lee. He's asking about Pentamaster. Pentamaster has a high cash balance in the bank over assets, right? Is that normal since they are in the OSAT company?
I think the correction for that is Penta is not an OSAT company. For ET members, we actually ran 2 sessions on semicon. One is in December and one's on January. It's a very detailed. What we did was we actually presented a semicon, the whole semicon map about Malaysia, all the players are. Pentamaster is actually not an OSAT player. Pentamaster, in a very layman term, is they design and they manufacture testing machines. Testing machines to test semiconductor components to make sure that they perform according to their specification. So long and short, Pentamaster is actually not OSAT. Pentamaster is more of what we call as automatic tester equipment manufacturer. Yeah.
Okay.
I've got one. I have to answer 𝐷𝐞𝐬𝐿. He is our top fan, so you know. It would be. It will bode well for us if we don't answer our top fan, right? So 𝐷𝐞𝐬𝐿 asks, is free cash flow included in net cash? Okay. Yeah. Now we have to understand there are 2 different measurements. Okay. Cash flow or operating cash flow or free cash flow, derived free cash flow, is actually a measure over a period of time. So it's like a movie. Okay. When we calculate net cash, it's almost like a photograph. It's as at a point in time. Okay, so there are 2 different measurements. Okay, so I give you an example. Free cash flow actually measures, let's say over a period of time, how much free cash flow the business generates. Okay, net cash actually tells you at the end of the year how much money do they have versus their liabilities. So 2 very different. Again, I will cover this in our ET online campus. Okay, so do join us.
Yeah, for those who are trying to figure out what is the ET online campus, please do stay with us. We'll make an announcement at the end of this session tonight, right? So then we'll explain to you what is online campus.
Like we mentioned, just to explain on 𝐷𝐞𝐬𝐿, if I were to continue that, you see, free cash flow is up to your cash generating operation. You minus your maintenance, anything you need to maintain for your business, you got free cash flow. Okay, now then the next is, if you have debts to pay, if you have bank liabilities to pay, it's being paid up to free cash flow. So if assuming that your free cash flow amount is still higher than your financing liabilities, I mean to say, if I give a very simple example, if your free cash flow is 1 million, and at the year you have 400,000 bank liabilities to pay, right? Then after paying 400,000 liabilities, you have 600,000 cash. That one definitely will be added back, or that will be your increase to your cash in your balance sheet. So yes, after free cash flow, paying all the liabilities of bank borrowings you have, that number will subsequently be added to your cash balance at the end of the year.
Okay, I have one interesting question here from Vijayan Ganesan. It says that how to look at ET platform for how many months does a company could last using their net cash versus their operating expenses per month.
Okay, ta-da! All right, actually, Vijayan, I thought that was a really good question, and I somehow had a feeling people would ask me. So actually, at Equity Tracker, we actually have those numbers here. So which company am I looking at now? 𝐸soft. Okay, let's look at 𝐸soft. Okay, so this is a ratio that we actually cover in our classes when we do run classes. Of course, this subject is actually quite big, right? When we started, then we start going deeper and deeper. And I think that's a very good question. I think you should also be our top fan. If you look at this number here, if I highlight this number here, so one of the measurements that we do is we look at their cash position versus their total cost. Their total cost includes their cost of sales. So it's a very kiasu way of calculating, right? Okay, so if you look at this company here, 𝐸soft actually has, based on our calculations, they have 689 days that they can last, assuming their expenses don't change, and we also included their cost of sales. That's almost 639 days is how many years? Almost 2 years, right?
Yeah.
So they can almost last 2 years with zero revenue. Okay, and if they keep their cost structure the same and they don't reduce their costs. Okay, so you can see their average has been about 897 days. So they are well placed. So if an MCO is down for a year, they will still be there, right? They can still sustain themselves. I hope that answers your question as well.
All right, so yeah, Vijay, so you do able to see these figures on our Equity Tracker platform. All right, Sam Liu asks us you to elaborate the definition or maybe the difference between OCF and POCF.
So what does POCF stand
Yeah,
for on this perspective?
Oh, I think I know. Okay. OCF stands for operating cash flow.
Yeah, POCF.
POCF is price, like your PE lah. Instead of P over price over operating cash flow per share lah. Yeah. Okay. Hey, we haven't hit 600 already. So how the list is just gonna go to waste. We only got 4 more minutes, right?
Yeah, in fact, the highest I saw was 590 lah. We're missing 10.
Yeah.
So yeah, keep on sharing your friends, guys. Because later we also have a Mandarin session, right? Which you can join at 9:30.
The answer to your operating cash flow and POCF is a very good. There's a very valuable information there. So please, if you hit 600, I'll let you all know lah.
Yeah.
Okay, another good question here from Melissa Lua. If a company is cash rich, does that mean that they are not maximizing their money or their growth? Is that good for an investor?
I get this answer. Peter, you want to do it?
I'll play the evil role lah. I'm going to be the evil guy this time. Again, honestly, I am a non-believer of modern finance theories. Sincere apologies to all those finance theories or all those the modern finance theories believers. If you look at it, business is about sustainability, and business is about being able to withstand challenging period, right? What happened is modern finance theories came up and saying that you should improve your return on equity, right? And the way to improve your return on equity is you must get more borrowing so that you're using the bank's money to do more of your business, and thus, in short, you will improve your return on equity. Look, again, the concept of return on equity are created by finance people, and honestly, they are the people who never run a business in a single day of their life. I'm an evil person, I put it that way, right? If you really want to look at business, if it's really about sustainability, do you want to invest in a business who is focusing on leveraging on the balance sheet simply because they want to fulfill the modern finance theories or improve their ROE? Or do you want to invest in a business where they have ample strength in the balance sheet, which allows them to actually withstand period like this? I think that's a question that investors, you should really think about it very, very carefully. I'm definitely a very old school business mindset, which I believe the more cash in the balance sheet, the better it is.
Yeah.
All right.
Agreed.
Okay. You have actually some questions from YouTube. Okay. This is from CK Yap, right? What do you think about Padini in the future? Retail fashion or maybe retail business has been pretty competitive.
Yeah.
Because I think you did show Padini, right? Did you show Padini?
Yeah. I've been shown Padini, yes.
Yeah.
I think there's a very easy way to analyze Padini. Very, very simple. Whenever you're free, you just go to KLCC. Not now. Now it's on lockdown. Don't go now. You go to KLCC. You just stand outside their Vinci stores in KLCC. If you see continuously got a lot of people there, it gives you an indication yourself. If one day that you start to see there's nobody at the Vinci stores, and then means there's a problem. I mean, that's how easy to look at Padini.
Maybe I give you guys my view of Padini. You see, if I draw like a triangle, and you put right on top are the premium retail wear, right? And then you put it in between retail or branded goods like your LV, your Chanel, your Gucci, right? Of course, there are several levels. So these are premium, right? They're not mass, right? They're premium. And then you sort of have an in-between, right? For fashion where it's very expensive in between, or you have sort of what we call everyday wear, right? Actually, I mentioned this in one of my earlier sessions before. If you look at Malaysian statistics, on average, Malaysian household spends then 7 to 9% on clothes. Okay, so I think the question is probably less to do with fashion, but more to do with e-commerce versus online versus offline, right? So people still spend money to buy clothes. And what happens is that, especially during a recession, your mid-levels tend to suffer. I mean, the top levels suffer a lot. The mid-levels probably suffer even more, okay? Because people will do switch. They'll substitute, right? So, they are very staple. Think of it as your Milo and Maggi Mee kind of like that staple sort of clothes, right? Yes, it's competitive. But I think they serve a segment which is very, very mass market. And Padini is just not the Padini brand. There's also Vinci, like one Peter mentioned. And I think one of their biggest brands, which has no brands, is actually the brand outlet stores. Yeah, I think that's their biggest advantage. Brand outlet, no brand one.
Okay. I think we got another maybe 2 more questions to answer. It's already 9 p.m. We have to make way for the Mandarin session in a short while. Maybe one more question. Just want to check. No, I haven't seen these figures on Harta Lega, because here it says from Richard Leong, right? Why is Harta net cash negative for the last 3 years?
Let me look at the numbers. Yeah, Peter, go ahead.
You see, that is always back to the argument of what kind of stage are you at. You see, for glove businesses, they're always expanding. I mean, they're always building their capacity quite continuously, quite be sure. And the capex that they incur are no small amount. You're talking about easily hundreds of millions every year, right? So in the midst of building capacity, right, definitely you have to go for gearing in that sense. So this is a very, let's say, when you don't just analyze whether it means is net cash is good, is net debt is bad. You really have to look at situation, the business, at which stage they're doing. So for all the glove makers, if you notice, at this stage, most of the gloves are actually not really on net cash, or even they have is very, very minor, simply because they're all expansion mode. Yeah.
I think you mentioned Top Glove was always net cash, and then now they are no longer net cash, but it doesn't mean they're bad. Yeah, I just want to highlight.
Yeah. One of the reasons is also because, remember, the Espion acquisition. Yeah, so that's one of the reasons why it reversed the whole net cash of Top Glove into negative.
Yeah. While we're on the topic of gloves, maybe Benny, if I just make a very quick announcement.
Sure.
We actually have the executive director Lim Chong Wan from Top Glove that will be speaking to our members, right, on Thursday, actually at 2:30. So for the members who are tuning in, this is an exclusive event for you, where we're gonna. I know we met him in February, but of course now we have very, very different times. You know how things will have changed in 6 to 8 weeks. So we actually have that scheduled for our valued members. Yeah. Thank you for being so patient. So we are setting up an interview with him live, where you guys can also ask him any questions. He will be dialing in from his office. So he's giving us an hour of his time to get an update on Top Glove, and potentially you could also get some insights into what's happening with other glove companies as well.
All right, so stay tuned. We will send a message to all the members probably by today or earliest tomorrow morning. All right. Okay, I think we have to end here. So I know we only got like 590 peak. So Alvin, do you still wanna be charitable?
I don't know, Benny. That's your call, man.
I think I've seen some people actually tag their friends and all that. They have tried their best. So I think they should be rewarded lah. So yeah, so we will put up this list on our WhatsApp. So you have to WhatsApp us again at 603-480-480-82070. All right. WhatsApp the number, and then you go to English freebies. You just our chat bot will assist you on where to get all the freebies. So please go and WhatsApp us. All right. Now, to conclude this, I'm also going to share with you. Some of you may be asking, what is the online campus? What is the e-learning that we actually provided? We already started actually this online campus today. Actually, it was our first day. We already have contents. Some of the contents already uploaded. Tutorials been uploaded. We also have our first session today. If you missed it, it doesn't matter. Don't worry, because you can actually view the recordings, okay? And we will also provide the slides there so that you can use a slide and together with the video to guide you, all right? And the good thing is, you join us anytime between 3 p.m. to 5 p.m. You can ask us questions. We will be there to answer your questions, all right? So you can join us anytime. It doesn't mean that you miss one or two, you will be missed out. No, you won't. You can look at the videos and you can still ask us questions. All right. We're gonna be participating in that online campus for at least for the next 1 year, where you can ask questions. All right. So continue to join us. So how do we join us? How do you join the online campus? It's very simple. There are quite a number of questions asking about how to look at this, how to look at even what is how do you define short-term loans, how do you define long-term loans. Now, all of this will be taught in this online campus. We have two kinds of training program currently. One is value investing, which Alvin is going to teach, and the other one is price chart analysis, which I'm going to teach. All right. So the online campus, you can learn both. Okay. So how do you join is this? The online campus is for free. Yeah, you heard me right. It's for free. Okay. But it is free for those who actually made a charitable or a donation to a charitable organization that is helping out those who are less fortunate in the time of crisis. All right. So all you need to do is donate a minimum of 100 ringgit. And once you make a donation, you just send a receipt to us, and then we will guide you how to get online. Okay. But first of all, you need to WhatsApp us at that number again. All right. So the number is 8408-2070. Right, 603-8408-2070. We will pin the number at the comment. You should be able to see the number over there. All right. So get in there. It's going to be an online training. It's going to be for free. And you know what? If you donate 100 ringgit minimum, you can even invite 3 friends to come for free. Right. We'll ask you the name of your 3 friends, and they will be able to join us as well. If your friend want to contribute to a charitable organization, let them do that, right? Because we really want to help out. The reason why we are doing is, number one, we want to educate as many people to be at least have some financial knowledge, so we won't have any problems when we face this kind of situation in the future. And we also want to help those currently who are in dire needs, right? Those who don't have even food to eat in the next 1 or 2 days, right? We really want to help them. So join us together. We already collected up to 8 p.m. today about 41,665 ringgit. We hope to achieve 100,000 ringgit to make a difference. and you can help us and participate with us to achieve this objective. All right. So once again, WhatsApp us at this number 603-8408-2070. All right. So we come to an end to this. We have a Mandarin session. It's going to go live in 9:15 at about another 8 minutes. Please join them. They're going to talk about the healthcare sector. All right. So those ones, unfortunately, right now we only have in a Mandarin session, but you can ask questions on English there. Right? There are people there to help you to answer as well.
I'm there.
Peter is going to be there, right? He's going to be there and he can translate for you if you want him to, right? All you need to do is banja him some copy lah when the MCO is over. All right, so thank you so much. Guys, you have anything else to end here? Say it to our audience.
Our Mandarin campus is also starting up. So you need to also, if you like to also learn in Mandarin from Mr. Ricky Ng, it's also only 100 ringgit and you can bring 3 friends along. The 100 ringgit, please don't bank into Equity Tracker, please, okay? Please give it to your charity or whichever charity. You just need to send us a receipt that you've done it, okay? And you'll be invited to the group and you can invite 3 friends along as well, okay? So it's 100 ringgit for English and 100 ringgit for Mandarin, okay? So we are doing the best we can. We're trying to hit 100,000 to those who need it more than we do, all right?
Okay. So thank you so much for joining us. I hope you had a good session today, and we see you again tomorrow at 8 p.m. And for those who are joining our online campus, tomorrow see you at 3 p.m. until 5 p.m., right? So have a good evening and we'll see you again.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.